The Lakers, this is the only good thing about this trade with the Lakers. Oh, of course, obviously, AD is now paired with LeBron James, but they kept Kyle Kuzma, which is a good thing. They were able to mitigate that because they ended up in the lottery getting the number 4 pick. And so you give up 2 other first-round picks and the number 4 pick. If you're the Pelicans, you can now deal without Kyle Kuzma. But from the Lakers standpoint, I love this from a media perspective. Hitting the headline. I mean, I can't tell how many articles I read. The Lakers now have to be the favorite in the West. Like, hold on. Look at the roster. There's 6 guys on that roster, BT. 2 of them, you don't know their names. I promise you. I don't care who you are, unless you saw them play in college or maybe you're related, right? You don't know their names.
Oh, Isaac Bonga?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I hear you.
Right?
I hear you.
And so it's Kuzma.
And Mo Wagner.
Yeah. Well, Mo Wagner, you probably
No, I'm saying just names that are there. Right now, they can't play. They can't play a full court game.
Exactly, they can't. and God forbid,
they definitely can't do a scrimmage amongst each other.
Forget that someone gets a little winded.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
They have a little bit of money, but not a ton.
No.
And so what they're going to have to do is convince the third guy, the third star, because this is what LeBron wants to do. I want to build a super team, whether that's Kimba, whether it's Kyrie, whoever it may be. It's probably not going to be either one. They're going to have to convince them to take less than they should. And I don't know if you are, let's just say Kimba, let's say Kyrie Irving, I'm taking less than I should to play with a 35-year-old LeBron James without anybody else on this bench. It doesn't work out in my mind financially for them to build a championship viable team. They don't have enough assets to do it. They have no draft picks, BT.
Listen, they have to win a championship now. I mean, it's really, I know.
Can they? But can they?
I mean, phase 1 was to acquire AD.
Yes.
Phase 2, and you said it, is to either convince Kyrie or Kemba. Now, listen, if you've listened to the show, and I really like Kemba, going back to his days at UConn, I really do. But Kemba Walker hasn't done anything to change the bottom line for the Hornets. Yeah. He just hasn't. Much like, by the way, Anthony Davis hasn't done much to change the bottom line for the Pelicans. I mean, as much as he's a top 4 player, top 5, top 6, whatever it is.
That's because of his skill set, though.
Understood, but if that skill set truly was what it's depicted to be,
transformative,
don't you have to, win 50 games a few times? I mean, isn't that supposed to happen in the NBA?
Yeah, basically on your own shoulders.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of help.
A little bit. When they got Boogie, remember they won the first round. They swept the Blazers. They actually beat the Warriors. They lost in 5 games. In the playoffs there, and their trajectory seemingly was in the right spot. And then, of course, Anthony Davis said, "Get me out of here," so everything changed. What the Lakers have to, what their model is so different now from the Clippers, the Nets, the Knicks, other teams that are facing complete makeovers. The Lakers have to, and again, I like Kemba, but I don't like Kemba for the Knicks, and I don't like him for the Clippers. I love him for the Lakers. If they don't get the third wheel for LeBron and AD, this was a complete waste of time.
I think
complete waste of time.
You're right, but is Kemba taking less to come play with LeBron?
He said he would take less to stay with the Hornets, but again, that's the supermax. It's the Hornets was like 221.
Yeah,
I think if he goes elsewhere, it's 190 something like. So,
yeah.
Is it? I mean, it's easy for us to sit here and say, "Well, it's negligible, 30 mil at that point, big deal." No, it is. I mean, it's a big deal.
Yeah, but if you're Kemba interestingly had started to raise his profile. Not saying he was in the superstar category, but he's a star.
He was great this season.
Absolutely great for the Charlotte Hornets.
If he did this every season, he would be a superstar.
You're right.
This was his best season.
He broke out. It took him a while. It took him a while, but he broke out. But he raised his profile, and we now are aware of all of these skills that he has. And if you're Kemba, think about his own personal journey. If you're Kemba Walker, you've built this love for Charlotte. At least they love you, even though the team hasn't been great. They love him because he's their everything dude, right? And now all of a sudden, you're going to go to Los Angeles, all the way across the country in the Western Conference, which historically has been the tougher conference. You're going to join LeBron, who's aged. You're going to with Anthony Davis. So now all of a sudden, you've built this platform for yourself, and now you're going to jump in to be the third chair, right, in the orchestra. Maybe it makes sense if he only wants to go try to win a championship. But if he wants to be his own guy, it doesn't make any sense. But
I don't know if I hear you, but I don't know if I would fully co-sign that statement because I think the third chair, if you're playing Carnegie Hall and you're in the orchestra and you're the third seat from the lead, you're in a pretty good spot.
True. But
if you're playing a dingy bar and your third, which is not to equate the Hornets' net to a dingy bar, but I kind of am.
Yeah.
It's a different, the light, the shine on the stage is just infinitely stronger, even if you are the third chair.
This is true, but we remember what Chris Bosh said. One, it's hard being that third guy, and even, I think, more important, it's hard to be LeBron's third guy.
But, when he said that, and also Kevin Love said that.
Yes.
But the two guys who said that.
And I don't think they were saying it with malice.
No, I agree. No, you and I both felt that. It was more about evolving and different roles within the offense. But the difference is that Kevin Love's a stretch four. Chris Bosh became a stretch four. Kemba would be really, truly the first guard. Dwayne Wade, and there's just great synergy there. Right. Mario Chalmers from the Miami Heat, he basically did he hit some threes, whatever LeBron said he did. Yeah. Because LeBron was 27. I don't know if it's that tough of a transition for a guard to play with LeBron. We've never really truly seen that.
That's a good point. Because, and D-Cell just said this to me, and he's right. Like, Kyle Kuzma's still there. Kuzma is turning into a good player, but he's not the ball handler. They need a ball handler. They need a distributor other than LeBron. I mean, LeBron's going to do it 60% of the time, but they also need a dog on defense, man. LeBron doesn't play defense like he used to anymore.
No, he's terrible on defense, and all the defensive metrics back that up. He's terrible.
You're right. And Anthony Davis, he's a really good defender, but he can't do it all by himself. And so Kuzma's still young, and this is a really complicated not decision, but pursuit. Whoever it is, whoever Rob Pelinka as GM, this is when he's really got to work. Whoever he's pursuing, it's got to be the right guy for both ends of the court. Otherwise, this thing could get really out of hand. Yeah, they're going to score a ton, but LeBron's going to play defense 50% of the time, and they might get run out of the gym, even though they're going to score 115 points a game. You know what I mean?
I would say try to get LeBron's buddy Chris Paul from the Rockets, given all the friction that's reported. It looks like it's even a little worse than we surmised originally between James Harden and Chris Paul out there with the Rockets, but the Lakers have no assets.
Exactly.
Not that Chris Paul is going to be commanding a boatload of freight at this point in his career. Here's what bothers me, though. And I wanted to see this come to fruition, and we are now deprived of this opportunity. I wanted to see LeBron sweat, because you think about this. If they weren't, now the Knicks bowed out of the Anthony Davis sweepstakes, all right? Now, say if the Knicks would have acquired him, or another team, all right? But it seemed like it was the Knicks and the Lakers, because those were the two teams AD apparently was willing to re-sign with. If the Knicks wound up with Anthony Davis, now LeBron is still trying to court prominent free agents this summer, and we'll never know the answer to the question you and I kicked around a lot. Would every free agent spurn him this summer?
I know.
Now it's a little tougher to spurn LeBron and AD and a watered-down Golden State and a wide-open NBA, because Kyrie's going to bounce from Boston.
You're right.
So I'm just going to be blunt. I want to see LeBron get shut out. I want to see him get humbled. I don't know how else to say it. I wanted everybody to say, I don't want to play with LeBron anymore, and reconfigure the NBA.
But let's not forget, BT, going to play with the Lakers right now, and LeBron probably is going to require you to take a little bit of a discount. Are you doing that?
Well, that's something to consider. 1-855-212-4227 for sure. Listen, say this about the NBA every day. It's something that just rocks the world of the fans of the sport, the consumer of the sport. Nothing else does. Football doesn't even give you this. What other league, based on one injury, and one trade, would completely flip the entire script of the league?
Yeah, you're
Not
right.
of the conference, just
it wasn't even
of the league.
BT, it was barely a business day ago before the Toronto Raptors won the first ever championship and NBA championship in their history.
I know.
And you don't even talk about them on Monday.
And by the way, they had a killer parade today. Great job.
Of course they did. But great job.
They
great
get pushed
job,
to the
Rob,
side, though.
Great job, Rob Pelinka. Great job, Lakers. You stole the headline.
And by the way, speaking of Rob Pelinka, how about that disingenuous tweet from Magic Johnson? Great job, Rob. I understand what he wrote about GD Buss. They have a great relationship, and they always will. Come on. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, what a trade. Rob Pelinka,
He's trying
kudos.
to get back into the good graces.
Don't be a phony.
Good job, Rob.
I respect
Don't forget, I brought LeBron. That's basically what he was saying.
But I don't. I respect that Magic is still projecting positive vibes for the Lakers, but I know that it was a bit of a disingenuous tweet based on what he said.
Of course.
So why tweet it?
You're right.
All right.